Brad Fritsch is here, PGA professional. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That is awesome.
I appreciate it.
That is so awesome. I watched on Sunday, and we didn't see much of you because basically they were covering the guys at the top of the leaderboard for the tournament and those on the bubble. You were nowhere close to that, and that was a good thing. It
was a good thing. I started the day tremendously nervous. Obviously, a lot had to go wrong for me not to get my tour card, but you know, those things enter my mind of what could happen. I just tried to get it airborne off the first tee, honestly.
Is that right? Once you got going, you're okay?
I was okay. I birdied 4 and 5, and when that happened, I was okay. Now let's concentrate on this golf tournament instead of the whole enormity of everything.
How much did it help that you went out 6 under on day 1 last week?
A tremendous amount, because from day 1, I was more nervous about the whole card thing than even on Sunday. So starting Thursday to get that round under my belt, to kind of give me breathing room, especially with the guys that were right in front of me. Because they were only a couple $100 ahead of me on the money list. So I thought if I beat these guys,
you could pass a couple guys.
Yeah, and then there'd be way less of a chance of me not getting my tour card.
Because, Brad, there were fellas who were going to get their card but didn't. Right. There were a couple guys who fell off the top 25
by literally hundreds of dollars, which could have been a missed putt on the 18th hole in August. So that was one of the things I did this year, was make sure I took every round and said, well, if there's $50 to be made, I got to make
that money.
Exactly.
Because it all came down to dollars,
Absolutely.
Right? And you had a pretty good year. You had like your best ever as a pro.
Yeah, not even close, really.
Yeah,
I mean, it was an awesome year. Improved a lot in every facet of my game.
Way better than going through Q School, this sort of setup, getting through on the web.com tour?
Well, I mean, the statistics show that the guys who get through the web.com tour are more likely to keep their card and continue on with their success because it's a year-long transition instead of 6 days.
Yeah, and it's even more than a year long. Don't you think, like, your progression is like a farm system for golf? Don't you find, like, your progression gets better and better, you play better and better, and then you enter through like the minor leagues, as it were.
Right, and I've had to go, you know, I played on the AAA when it was called the Nationwide Tour, and then I dropped back down, and I've had to play Canadian Tour and other mini tours in the States. So maybe I'm a slow learner, I don't know. But, you know, the average age to get out on the PGA Tour, I believe, is about 31 or 32. I'm 34, turn 35 next week. So
you're just a little late.
I'm not too far behind.
You're a little late. A lot of people, Brad, talk about the grind and, you know, guys sleeping in their cars and traveling around trying to stay on the mini tours and then the lower tours and making their way up. Give me your impressions of that. And are we seeing it the right way? Is that really what happens?
A lot of times it does. I mean, I can tell you stories of guys sleeping in their van, their makeshift van that doubles as their hotel room. And luckily I never had to do it. I had a great group of sponsors early on in my career that, I mean, allowed me to basically lose money for a couple years. Yeah, and you know, I only became self-sufficient about 2007, I'd say. So I'm extremely lucky to have those people. Most of them are from the Ottawa area. And hopefully most of them will be attendants tonight too.
Yeah, you had the backing of a lot of people involved with the Rideau View Golf Club, right? A lot of people out there helped out and were behind you the whole way.
Definitely, and I did start out at the Carl Golf and Yacht Club and then moved on to Rideau View, and just had tons of support, both financially and just, you know, messages, texts, phone calls all the time. And it's great because there's so many people that helped along the way.
Is that helpful to you? Like, did you find through the years that this was, you know, you knew people were behind you, and even if they were just supporting you as a fan?
Definitely, and another thing that helped was the media coverage here. I mean, that helps a lot. So, I mean, being on this type of show, the radio stations, the Ottawa Sun and Citizen have always been extremely supportive and continue to cover me, even though I don't live here anymore.
Yeah, you got to live where you can play golf year round, and sadly, that doesn't happen here. It's very sad. What happens next for you? Now, obviously, this is a major accomplishment. You're the first Ottawa golfer to do this. What does that mean to you, first of all?
It means a lot. When I first got on the Canadian Tour, there was talk that there wasn't an Ottawa player, you know, in 15 years that had done that. So that was a big deal at the time. But this, I mean, this is a huge thing, obviously, for me, for my family. Everyone who always supported me. Now, I said this yesterday to Dan Sagan. it's not going to mean a whole lot if I don't do something with it next year. So I got to make sure my game's in shape to go out there and stay out there.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about this is it's such a huge accomplishment, yet, yeah, you got to stay there. Like, you want to stay there. It's not something you do once and then fall off the map, right?
You know, you got your play for your job every year. So whether it's stay out there, I don't want to go back to the web.com tour the year after.
No.
So I got to make sure I'm ready.
Yeah, it's like taking a step back in whatever career you're in. If you know, it's a demotion if you end up doing that, and that's not something obviously you want. Well, do you think, because of the progression you've made through the years, and you know the fact that it's taken this long to get to the ultimate for any professional golfer, does that help you in your ability to stay there, make some money, and stay in that top 125?
I think the experiences have added up enough where I'll be comfortable right away. I hope I'm comfortable right away.
Yeah.
I made my first cut on the PGA Tour last year at the Canadian Open.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a big hump for me to get over. I think that was my 7th event on the PGA Tour. So that's something that I can draw from. And I think what also helps is that I'm going to know a bunch of guys out there, especially from this graduating class of the 25, and that's probably going to help a lot too. Right,
because you do develop, you know, friendships and camaraderie and all that sort of thing.
Definitely.
Along the way, and some of these guys are there with you, especially, I guess, the elite group on the web.com tour.
Well,
right?
the 25, yeah, I mean, it's funny, you know, you may not talk to certain guys throughout the year a lot, but those 25, when we got together for the card ceremony at the end, we were all just kind of like, okay, we're all in this together, and we all did it together, and we beat everybody else. So it was a kind of a little special kinship.
Yeah, it's a
there
special
too.
group. There's no question about it. That must have been cool getting that card.
It was a lot of fun. I think I was the only one to hug the CEO of the web.com tour.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Listen, I know you got a lot of interviews to do today. You're going to be on the team a couple of times. You're going to be with our friends at CTV Ottawa. And then you got a huge celebration tonight. Really appreciate you dropping by. But more than anything, we just want to tell you that as people, as golfers, as members of this community, we're really proud of you. And we wish you great success in 2013.
I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun so far. Thank you.
Freaking awesome. Thanks a lot. Brad Fritsch, ladies and gentlemen, professional Golfers Association member. That's right. He's got a card.